Hey, 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 it's Deanne here. How are you? Happy Monday. Happy May 1st. Wow. Today, I wanted to talk about a pattern that I have found keeps coming up in my own life, and I also see it in all of my clients. So I thought it was very important for me to bring this up to see if maybe this is a pattern for you as well. So, are you someone who feels overwhelmed? Are you someone who gets stuck? Do you find that you blame others or you blame yourself because you can't move through something? Maybe from work, you feel like your boss is asking you to do things. And even though you're working so hard, you can't seem to live up to their expectations. You can't seem to get all of the work done. So you start to feel overwhelmed. Maybe somebody in your family is asking for help and you're trying to do all you can, but you just feel like you can't live up to what either you or they expect, and you start to feel overwhelmed. Does that seem like a pattern for you? If that's the case, then let me tell you, it's super common for women to feel this way because we tend to be someone who wants to help other people. Perfectionist, people pleasers, type A personalities. We want to help others. We want to do the very best we can. We want to be perfect at what we do. And we push and strive for that over and over again. We have expectations for ourselves. And a lot of times those expectations might be unreasonable. Sometimes some people say that whenever you have expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment because if you don't reach that specific expectation, you feel like you failed. And that's what we do a lot as women and men. So I just want to talk about that a little bit because it's really hard to be happy in life and to reach overall health when this is a constant pattern for you. And this is what this pattern looks like on a day to day basis, maybe at work and then at home and then in with your friends. You are constantly feeling pressured. You're feeling like you're not living up to what you want to do for other people. And then you start to feel upset at yourself, down, stressed, overwhelmed. And then you find yourself constantly, that voice inside your head constantly telling you, you got to keep working harder. You're not doing what you need to be doing. You're not reaching that goal. And you're concentrating on what you can do to fix it, to get there, to keep working harder, to do it better. And it's that constant like rumination that you're focusing on. And it's exhausting because it keeps you in that stress response. And it feels more and more like overwhelm. And it feels like this vicious cycle that you can't get out of. So, again, what this can do is it can affect your relationships. It can affect your relationship with your boss, your relationship with your girlfriends or your family, and especially your relationship with yourself, which is always the most important. Because if you're unhappy with yourself, it's very difficult to be happy with other people. So, what can you do about it? The first and foremost is to recognize that this is what's happening, that this is a pattern that keeps coming up. Because really, the pressure that you're feeling is pressure that you're putting on yourself. Rarely are other people pressuring you. They may say to you, you have a deadline. This is the date that this needs to be done. But that's not really pressure. That's just a fact. And then you are putting the pressure on yourself to make sure you get it done, to make sure it's looks a specific way. It's the best that you can do. That's you putting pressure on yourself. And if you don't acknowledge that you're putting the pressure on yourself, you have a tendency to blame other people. And it affects your relationship with other people, how you're going to react to and with those people. So, number one, to acknowledge that you're putting pressure on yourself. And then just to realize too that you're going to do the best you can and you're not perfect. No human is perfect. So do not focus on the negative and you not being able to do it and what it's going to look like when you don't do it and how your boss is going to feel when it's not the way you want it to be. But just to hunker down and do it and be present. And the other thing is reaching out for help, because rarely can you do this by yourself. Oftentimes you can't even see this pattern over and over again. I actually see it in my clients because a lot of times they come to me thinking that the program or what I'm doing is causing the overwhelm. And then when we really dig deep into what's going on, it's that they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves. And so then we have to work through that because that usually comes from childhood, from experiences in the past. And so then we have to work through beliefs and thoughts about yourself, what you can do, and how much pressure you put on yourself, and how really standing up and stepping out of your comfort zone is all you need to do. That pressure is that decision that you have to make at the edge of your comfort zone. And nothing beautiful happens in your comfort zone. It's always stepping out of your comfort zone where you make the beautiful things happen. And that pressure is exactly that, just you at the very edge of your comfort zone. Just having to make that one decision, just to take that leap, take that step over, and then everything is okay. So if you've been working with me and this is hitting home and you're like, whoa, I think this is what's been going on, reach out to me. You know how to get in touch with me. If you're not working with me and this is also something that you feel like is a problem for you, a common thread that keeps moving through your life, then you can click the link below and schedule a call with me. It's a 45-minute call. It's free. We talk about what's going on in your health, what's working, what's not, and then what it looks like to work with me. But just know that once you can acknowledge that this is a pattern and you know exactly how to work through it, you can be so much happier. You can stop blaming yourself and you can stop blaming other people. And then because of those things, your health will be so much better. All righty. I hope you've had a wonderful time. I hope you've learned something, and I will see you later. Bye bye.